Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor. Out here in the 210 searunner hewescraft, everything seems to work pretty good. He's got the, here how you can tell what unit you got. You can just hit set here. You can go down here to about, and it's a NS9 Evo 3. And it does have a software update. I'll try to get that set when I get back. Anyway, I got this all set up now. Everything works. I'll go through that in a minute. Okay, so it did about 44 miles an hour. It's got a 17 pitch prop. I'll drop it to a 15, same diameter, but do a 15 pitch on it. Remember to turn on those seacock valves in the back. And I'll show you that here in a second. This is just why I take these boats out, just to make sure. And then make sure your 0.1 antenna, when you mount that arrow is like straight ahead. And I think it's off just, it's close enough, I guess. Let me look at it. Yeah, it's off a hair. So that should have been pointed maybe a little bit more this way. Like here's the front of the boat, but that will work when you get autopilot. And then I did calibrate that too. So that made it work a lot better. Brake fluid was like almost empty. I added brake fluid. It probably just had air in the line. That dropped the pitch prop, I already said that. I put about 32 gallons of gas, non-ethanol, in here, and it's already pre-rigged for a kicker motor. Okay, what else? VTS works, 650 to 900 RPMs. It was it's about 3 seconds to plane, about 19 miles an hour, 3,000 on a plane. Cruise was 29. It only burnt like 6.1 gallons per hour. Wide open throttle, it only burnt 17.3, which is really good. But you're going to pick up some speed and RPMs when we change that prop. Okay, so other than that, that's about all I can see there. And it's got the suspension seats here that swivels, the armrest, you got your sliders, you got your tension adjusters. You got this, like I say, you don't have to unsnap it, you just zip it. Same thing here. This goes back and goes to here, and that way that would be totally open. It's got your Nav Lights, which we're on. It doesn't have courtesy light. Now live well, I'm going to hit that on just to show you. Bilge pump works, wipers work, horn works, and then we're going to leave this live well on. This is a control box for the kicker. This is storage up underneath here. And then you got the boots in there, and you got all your those are for the kicker. When he hooks it up, it's going to be a wired cable kicker motor. Fish box is right there, no leaks inside. There's your macerator pump, just these valves right down here. Okay, if I wanted to pump that thing out without letting it go into my bilge, I'd hit this right here. Now, if I wanted to go in the bilge, say I was just washing the boat and wanted to get the water out of here, I'd turn that valve the other way so it dumps it into the bilge and pull the drain plug. Dual battery switch right there. Use a Yamaha. Stick with that, change that once a year no matter what. It's got a heavier paper element. You only got the one primer bulb. You got 2 auto bilge pumps. And right back in there is your seacock valves. You can get to them through there. Don't over tighten those. Here's your live well. Now you have to have that switch on up front, plus this one. You can turn that off, and then you hit this one, and this is for your wash down hose right here. Now, you hear that pump? Now, that is quit. But if it went that, when you were just letting it sit there, you probably got a water leak somewhere. Okay, grab handles there, rocket launchers there. Got a unit in VHF, that works good. I put that on the weather, and then I leave it on channel 21 when I'm out here. I'm going to turn that live well off. This is your main motor. And again, I went through this totally, set this up. One of these days I'm going to do a total setup on a video for you. But right now, like I say, here's all your waypoints. And if you got a little arrow up here, that means there's a download pending on that. And you can go to like storage right here, and it says transfer, and it says software 6.1 download waiting for internet. So you just have to hook up to the internet and get that working. So settings, basically don't go into the settings mode. The only thing you need to get in there for is wireless connections. If you had AIS, which you don't, to set your alarms, tracks, and trips maybe. Other than that, don't get into anything else on the system settings. And you can just cross out on that, but you go into here. Now you can find your waypoints, your tides. Like if you want to find your tides, that's what it is right now. It's low going into high. And you can change dates. You can just go pick any date you want, and you can change your location if you want by hitting that. Cross out of that, go back into the menu. You can hit this one, or you can hit this over here so you don't touch the screen. Alarms, you can set your alarms, trip intel. And if I wanted to start a trip today, I'd hit that, and then that would tell me my max, trip average, econo, tide, and my GPS. And you can go to history, trip history, today's, and then it will tell you all about it. Like the distance travel speed max was 42.68 according to the GPS. It is different than this. It's about 3 miles an hour faster. So then I'm going to go back to here. Then again, you can hit this, and that goes into menu 2. So then we go vessels, trip intel. I already did that. Sun and moon. Right here is phases 99% full moon, and it positions here. And if you want to change the date, you go to that, and you can see the next full moon, quarter moon, or no moon. So then you can cut back on that. You can hit that again, and now it goes back. So, and I'll go through a lot of this with you, and I set up some combos for you. So over here you got your radar overlay, and then you got your radar here. So right here, that's that pylon sitting up there. And I like to use this one just because you can, there's a lot of clutter sometimes. And I do have, like on this one here, you see all these white, that's, if I hit this, it's gonna initiate the menu buttons here. I can go into that. And what that is, you can adjust, that's your gain, harbor, if you wanna go into there, customize it offshore or bird. Go back into here, you can go back again, you can go view. Okay, velocity track, I got that on, that track's boat's coming at you. Okay, target trails, that's this white stuff. If you want that off, you can turn that off. Notice how that goes bye-bye. But if that's on, it doesn't do it on here so much, but here you'll see that boat, which way it's going, coming at you. And then if you want to get rid of it, you just go hit this and it zips that out. And then here's your speed, water temp, depth, course over ground, latitude, longitude. And I set a bunch of those datas through all the different screens. So, and I better watch so I don't run into a pylon, which I'm gonna. So I'm just gonna put it into gear right now. And then radar is in standby mode, so I just clear here, and you can set transmit here, detecting scanners. So there you go. That's gonna fire on up. And I think I lost that for a second because I was just probably lost power. So what happens if you're running a little low on juice on the battery sometimes, what it's going to do is cut out the thing you don't need. Like maybe it's going to cut out the radar, then it's going to cut out the depth finder, then it will cut, the last thing it's going to cut out is your GPS. See how this turned all white? But now if you have something coming at you, it's going to leave a trail. And it's going to show which way it's coming at you. So if you have any questions on that, you can just give me a call. You can hit up guard zones, VRMs, target track. You can put a waypoint there if you want. You can put standby. Then if you go, of course, into this one, now I'm into this. This is highlighted in orange. So now I want to go like radar overlay on this right here. Then what I do is I'd hit menu right here, and see how it says overlay. I could go to heat map, and I can target, you'll see right here. See all that? That can tell me by those colors what temperature I was way back there. See how you have red, that's the coldest, and then you have the yellow, which is a little bit hotter. So if you're tuna, you say, oh shoot, I better go back there, follow that track line back. Then you can always, like say you go to a history, you can go back into here, you can go to overlays, you can go to structure crib. I'll just go to radar, and we're at a quarter mile out. So I'm going to go into here and zoom out on this a little. that's the old tugboat letting me know he's coming, which is nice. Recommended route, clear that. Okay, we got 10 minutes, so now I'm going to go on part 2 on this.